Good evening and welcome back to C.H.A.M.P's Veteran Community and Chat. I am Kayla Alix, one of the co-hosts, and I'm here with my handsome co-host,
Sam Alix.
Welcome back. We
Thank
missed you from
beautiful.
last week.
Thank you. I missed you all last week.
Yeah.
But I heard it, and it was an amazing set. So
Yeah.
you all did amazing in my absence. So
Oh, good.
please
good,
don't
good.
get used to.
No, it's not the same without you. So let's do a post check with our listeners and viewers. How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? I hope everybody is having a good week. It has been an eventful week. I tell you, this year is flying by fast because we are getting ready for back to school. And to touch on that, if you are needing school supplies, the Bread of Life, who hosts the amazing 102.5, is doing a back to school drive this upcoming Sunday. I believe it's at 10:30 or 11 a.m. But if you go to St. John's downtown and look for this upcoming school drive, you can fill out the information that's needed about your child and who you are, and that way we'll get you all plugged in for that. So, Sam, do you have anything you wanted to?
Yes, we wanted to catch up on some things, and we want to do in remembrance of our close friend Clarice Blanks. She was a big supporter of C.H.A.M.P. She comes from, Miss Clarice came from a very prominent Houston family, the Blanks family. You may know Sid Blanks. He was one of the first Houston Oilers back in the day. Matter of fact, he was the first black player to integrate, I think it was a Texas conference.
Yes.
Lone Star Conference back in the late 50s, early 60s. And so her son, Lance Blanks,
Yes.
was in the College Hall of Fame at
that.
University of Texas, yes. And he passed away, I think, about a year or two ago. And so Miss Clarice was very, very supportive of C.H.A.M.P. And what's interesting, out of all those amazing people she's been around, from, the Bum Phillips of the world, Earl Campbell's, all these prominent people, being around veterans and first responders on Thursdays at our coffee social, she said was one of her high points. So
Yes, Clarice and I were very close. I've been very emotional the last few days. Every time I talk about her, I go into a flood of tears. But I met Miss Clarice about 4 years ago when I ran for office, and she poured into me, and she was one of the most genuine, kindest, loving person you could have ever met. She had my back. And,
yes.
she was a great storyteller. She would tell stories
Yes.
about her and Sid, and how no one would invite. Well, she would go and play. I guess it's bunco every Thursday, and they were like, Miss Clarice, you can't talk the board. You talk the board. I don't know if you can play or whatever. And so, but she said that she enjoyed that, and she enjoyed our veterans. She would show up every Thursday when she could, when her health allowed her to. And she was a beacon of hope. She was a beacon of light. She was Christ. She represented Christ. She loved
Amen.
the Lord.
Amen.
And
Amen.
so I know that she is in a good place. And I know that she has her new body. And so I'm grateful for that. But I do miss my friend. So to Miss Clarice, I miss you and I love you. And there's no one like you.
Amen.
All right. Thank you for those heartfelt words. Miss Clarice Blanks, beautiful lady, beautiful soul. And we're going, at our coffee social tomorrow, we'll do a moment of silence for her, and our veterans will get to celebrate her life. So thank you for those heartfelt words, Kayla.
Yes.
And can we do a moment of silence for Miss Clarice Blanks? A moment of silence for Miss Clarice Blanks. Yeah, so I'm excited about what we have today. But before we get to our dynamic guest today, a little bit of housekeeping. We have CA meeting tonight.
Yes.
At it starts at what, 5:30?
6:30.
6:30. Thank you. 6:30 here at the beautiful campus of St. John's downtown, 2019 Crawford. Come on in if you need a CA meeting. Mr. Owens, a Pathway to Serenity, is the facilitator. Come on through. Also on tomorrow, Thursday at 5:30 to 7, we have Path to Freedom.
Yes.
And that's led by Mr. Danny Sneed. He's an Army veteran, and Path to Freedom is to prevent recidivism. We know that if with a great support system, we can prevent the men and women being released from prison here in Texas from going back to prison. So if we have the spirituality piece that St. John provides, as well as support groups like CA, like Path to Freedom, and a good group, and our guest will talk a little bit about the men's group here for our men, and my wife could talk about the women's group that are available here. It'll prevent recidivism, so I'm excited about that. And so those are the things that we have going on campus.
Yes, and we would love
Thank you,
to. And I would like to make one correction. So I think a couple of weeks ago, I talked about our civic duty, and for those of you who have students going off to college or to boot camp, about the absentee voting, you want to go ahead and get that taken care of before they leave. And also I talked about our elderly voters,
Disabled.
right? And so I said that you had to apply for your voters ballot every election cycle. But the correction is, after updated training, it is once a year. So if you already did that for the primaries, you're good. You should get a ballot. But if you had not voted in the primaries and you did not apply, go ahead and apply. But you do it once a year. So make sure you get that done. I know a lot of our elderly veterans and their caregivers, it's very difficult for them to get out. So I want to make sure that they have the right information,
Yes,
so that they can move forward and do their civic duty.
What's the website?
So it's harrisvotes.com. harrisvotes.com. And remember, even though it looks like you can apply for voters registration online, you cannot. Even if you hit the submit, you still got to print it out and mail it in. So just make sure, if you're applying to vote, just make sure you print out the voters registration card, fill it out, and mail it in. We didn't give a shout out to our leadership.
I was thinking that.
Oh,
We're on
okay.
the same page.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we want to pay homage to our great pastor and great leader here, Pastor Tiffany Tarrant. We want to thank you for allowing us to have this platform and opportunity to share with our veterans and our veteran communities and our supporters, because we wouldn't be a whole healthy veteran group without our civilian supporters. So thank you for allowing us to be here, and also to all the other pastors here. Matter of fact, we have one here with us today. They make a huge difference in our lives, and all of the things that they do and how they pour into us. So we thank you for that, and all the volunteers and everyone that's here. So thank you for allowing us. And we cannot forget Amanda Sapp. She runs the operations here for the amazing 102.5.
Thank you, Amanda.
So thank you, Amanda, for this as well. And our production crew, Mr. Reggie and Jameson. We could not make this magic happen without them. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're so grateful. And before we go to break, I just want to say, Kayla, thank you for all that you do for C.H.A.M.P and for me and for the community, for our kids, our grandkids.
Amen.
I am who I am today, and largely, the Lord and provided me an amazing helpmeet. So as we go to break, I just want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you too, baby. Love you also.
All right. See you on the other side of the break, team.
Yes.
Amen.